Hey, unbreakable souls, picture this. A lion raised inside a small cage, fed on time, never mistreated, never starved, just contained. Day after day, year after year, inside four walls it never chose. Now here is the strange part. One day, someone opens the gate, wide open. Freedom, right there, one step away. And the lion does not move. Not because it cannot, not because it is weak, but because the cage has been inside it for so long that it no longer recognizes freedom when it is standing right in front of its face. It has learned, deeply in its bones, that the walls are just how life is. That lion, that is a lot of us, not physically caged, not obviously trapped, but quietly, consistently living smaller than we are built to live. Staying inside invisible walls we built ourselves, walls made of fear, of old wounds, of other people's opinions that somehow became our own beliefs about what we deserve. And the saddest part is not the cage. The saddest part is that most people never even look for the gate. That is not an accident. Most of us were never taught how to hold our own value. We were taught to be polite, to be agreeable, to not take up too much space, to work hard and wait our turn and hope that someday someone important would finally notice us and tell us we were enough. But that day never came. Or if it did not last. Because here is the truth nobody tells you. When you depend on the outside world to make you feel important, you will always be one bad day away from feeling worthless. That is the trap. And so many good people, smart people, kind people, people with real gifts, are stuck in it right now. The Stoics saw this trap clearly. Over 2,000 years ago, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, Cato, and Zeno were already studying the exact ways human beings get in their own way. They had a name for it. They called it living against your own nature, going to war with yourself, quietly, slowly destroying the very things inside you that were meant to make you great. Today, we call it self-sabotage. And the Stoics had something very specific and very powerful to say about it. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoic philosophy, said something that has echoed through centuries. Man conquers the world by conquering himself, not by fighting other people, not by chasing success or money or status, by conquering the part of himself that keeps pulling him down. That is what this video is about. 6 lessons, 6 psychological patterns that are quietly lowering you right now without you even realizing it, and 6 Stoic truths that can help you break free from every single one of them. This is not going to be a comfortable video. Some of what I say today will hit close to home. Some of it might even make you a little defensive at first. That is okay. Stay with it. The lesson that makes you want to scroll away is probably the one you need the most. Do not skip any part of this. Watch it all the way through. Every section builds on the one before it. Every word was placed here for a reason. If this video speaks to something real inside you, hit the like button right now. Leave a comment. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to this channel so you never miss a message like this one. We are building something here, a community of people who are done playing small, and you belong here. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to break the cycle. I see the pattern. I break it. Number 1. You keep explaining yourself to people who have already decided about you. You know that feeling when you are standing in a courtroom and you did not even commit the crime. That is what over-explaining feels like. Someone raises an eyebrow. Someone questions your choice. And suddenly you are on trial, presenting your case, building your defense, laying out every piece of evidence you can find to prove that you are not what they think you are. You talk. They listen with their arms crossed. You talk more. They nod, but nothing changes behind their eyes. You walk away exhausted, and they walk away with the same opinion they had before you opened your mouth. That exchange just cost you badly. Not just the time, not just the energy. What it really cost you was something much more important, your own sense of authority over yourself. Because every time you enter that courtroom uninvited, you are silently agreeing that their judgment of you has the power to be true, that it needs a rebuttal, that your worth is a case that must be argued and won. Epictetus knew this wound from the inside. He was born a slave in ancient Rome, a man who, by law, had no value beyond what his owner decided. And yet he became one of the most psychologically free people in recorded history. His secret was not defiance, it was understanding. He wrote, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Your mind is complicit." That is the line that changes everything. He is not saying the disrespect was okay. He is saying you chose to let it need a response. You walked into the courtroom willingly. And in doing so, you handed the gavel to someone who was never qualified to hold it. The Stoics taught something called the dichotomy of control. It simply means this: some things are yours to manage, and some things are not. What other people think of you, not yours. You cannot reach inside someone's mind and rearrange their opinion with the right sentence. It has never worked that way. What is yours? Your actions, your character, the quality of work you produce, the way you show up, consistently, over time, regardless of who is watching and what they believe. That is the explanation that lands, not the one spoken, the one lived. Here is the real question worth sitting with. When you feel the pull to explain yourself, is it because the other person genuinely needs information? Or is it because some part of you is afraid that their doubt might be correct? If it is the second one, that fear is not a reason to talk more, it is a signal to build more, build the work, build the character, build the life. You do not explain fire, it just burns. Be that. If you're done auditioning for people who never deserved a front row seat, type this: my worth needs no explanation. Number 2. You confuse self-punishment with self-improvement and call it growth. Imagine a gardener who, every time a plant does not grow fast enough, digs it up by the roots to check what is wrong. Digs it up, examines it, then plants it back, then digs it up again tomorrow. The plant never grows, not because it is broken, because it never gets the chance to take root. The very person responsible for its growth keeps interrupting the process, with the best intentions, calling it care. That is exactly what you do to yourself every time something goes wrong and you refuse to let it go. You made a mistake. Fine. Everyone does. But instead of learning and moving, you keep digging yourself up. You replay the moment at 2 in the morning. You rewrite the conversation. You build a whole internal courtroom different from the one in lesson 1, where this time you are the judge, the jury, and the accused. And you keep delivering the same guilty verdict. You call it accountability. The Stoics would call it something else entirely. They would call it failing the one task that matters most, governing your own inner world. Marcus Aurelius was not a perfect man. He ruled the most powerful empire on earth during a time of plague, war, and political betrayal. He made decisions that cost lives. He carried grief that never fully left him, and he wrote about all of it, honestly, painfully, in his private journal, the book we know today as Meditations. But read that journal carefully. You will not find a man drowning in self-blame. You will find a man who looked at his failures squarely and then turned forward. He wrote, "You have been a wanderer. Try harder now to get back to your true self. Return to your better instincts. Return. Not punish, not replay, not dig yourself up again. return. There is a term in psychology called self-handicapping. It is the pattern of unconsciously lowering your own expectations or beating yourself up in advance so that when failure comes, the drop does not feel as far. It looks like discipline from the outside. Inside, it is a way of protecting yourself from the full weight of trying. But here is what self-handicapping actually produces. A person who is always bracing for their own failure cannot walk with full confidence, cannot take real risks, cannot put their whole self into anything because they have already half decided it will not work. They are too heavy with yesterday to move freely today. Think about the cost of that. Not just the emotional pain, though that is real and it matters. Think about what you could have built in the hours you spent tearing yourself down. The decisions you could have made clearly if the noise of old regret was not running in the background. Here is a thought that may feel radical. What if you treated yourself the way you would treat someone you genuinely believed in? If a person you loved came to you and said, "I failed at something, and I cannot stop punishing myself for it," you would not say, "Good, you should suffer more." You would say, "You are human. Take what you learned. Now move." Why is that grace available for everyone except you? The Stoic path is not softness. It is surgical honesty. You look at the wound. You understand it. You close it. You do not keep reopening it to prove how seriously you take it. The journal closes. A new day opens. If you're finally ready to close the old ledger, prove it in the comments. I learn from mistakes. I don't live in them. Number 3, you're addicted to being underestimated because it feels safer than being seen. There is a kind of armor that does not look like armor. It does not look like walls or distance or aggression. It looks like politeness. It looks like letting other people go first. It looks like sitting in the back of the room when you know enough to sit at the front. It looks like saying, "I am not really an expert," right before you give the most expert answer in the conversation. It feels safe. That is the whole point. Because if people do not know your full capacity, they cannot judge it. If you never fully step forward, you can never fully fall. If you stay underestimated, their expectations stay low. And low expectations are a comfortable place to live. But here is the rot underneath that comfort. You are not just hiding from them. You are hiding from yourself. Every time you make yourself smaller than you are, you send a message, not to the room, but to your own nervous system. The message says, "I do not trust what I have to offer. I am not sure it is enough. Better not to show it and have that confirmed." And your nervous system believes you every single time. Cato the Younger, one of the most uncompromising figures in all of Roman history, lived during one of the most corrupt political periods the ancient world had ever seen. The safe path was everywhere. Stay quiet. Align with power. Be convenient. Cato chose none of it, not once. He spoke when speaking cost him. He stood when standing isolated him. He refused comfortable positions that would have made his life easier, because accepting them would have required him to be less than what he actually was. He said, "I will show that no man needs to despair of imitating the virtues he admires." That is a man who understood something deeply. Visibility is not vanity. Showing up fully, at your actual level with your actual voice, is not arrogance. It is the most honest thing you can do. The Stoics had a word for the full expression of your potential, arete. It means excellence, but not the kind you perform for an audience, the kind you owe to yourself and to anyone your life touches. Living at the level you are genuinely capable of, not the reduced level that makes other people comfortable. And here is the hard part. Every time you hold back the right answer, every time you let someone less qualified take the lead because stepping up felt too exposed, every time you downplay what you have built or survived or learned, you are not being humble. You are withholding from the room, from the people who needed what you had, and most painfully, from the version of yourself that deserved to finally be seen. The armor of underestimation has kept you safe long enough. It has also kept you invisible long enough. The world has been missing your full self long enough. Say this out loud and then type it. I am not a secret anymore. Number 4. You let the wrong voices live rent-free and evict the right ones. Here is something most people have never thought about. You did not choose the first voices that shaped you. You were a child. You had no filter, no defense, no ability to examine what was being planted and decide whether it deserved to stay. Whatever the adults around you said about you, about your worth, about what was possible for someone like you, went in directly, deep, like a seed dropped into wet soil before you even knew what growing meant. Some of those seeds were good, words of real belief, real love, real encouragement that taught you something true about yourself. But some of those seeds were not good at all. Some were other people's fears dressed up as advice. Some were someone's bad day turned into a verdict about your future. Some were comparisons, dismissals, doubts wrapped in the voice of authority, a parent, a teacher, an older sibling, a coach, spoken once but somehow never leaving. And now, years later, decades later, those voices are still in the room, still narrating, still casting votes on what you can and cannot do. Seneca wrote something that cuts right through this. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. The suffering is real, but the source of it is not the present moment. It is the past, playing forward. It is borrowed pain from borrowed voices, people who may not even be in your life anymore, whose opinions of you were never fully accurate to begin with, still shaping the choices you make today. Here is what makes this self-sabotage in its most invisible form. You do not experience these voices as other people talking. You experience them as your own thoughts. That is how deep they have gone. The voice that says you are not ready does not announce itself as a memory. It announces itself as truth, as common sense, as the realistic assessment of someone who knows you well. But it is not truth. It is an echo. The Stoics practiced what Marcus Aurelius called self-examination, the daily, honest habit of looking at your own thinking and asking a very direct question. Is this thought actually mine? Does it come from my values, my reason, my real experience? Or is it a recording I inherited from someone else and never thought to question? That question is not small. That question is one of the most courageous things you can do with 5 quiet minutes at the end of your day. Because once you can separate your real voice from the inherited ones, something shifts. You start to hear yourself, maybe for the first time with clarity, underneath all the noise. And that voice, your actual voice, the one that has been sitting in the corner waiting to be heard, it is calmer than the others, more honest, less dramatic. And it believes in you in ways the other voices never did. Name the voices, examine them, keep the ones that sharpen you without breaking you, release the rest. It's time to clean house. If you know exactly which voice needs to go, claim this. Wrong voices evicted. Number 5. You keep shrinking the goal so failure feels less personal. Picture a ship that set out for the horizon, strong vessel, good wind, clear destination. The captain knew exactly where he was going, could feel it, could almost see it, believed in it down to the marrow. But the journey took longer than expected. The weather turned difficult. People on board started questioning the route, and slowly, not all at once, just a small adjustment here and a quiet reroute there, the ship began heading somewhere different. Not because the original destination was wrong, not because new information revealed a better course, but because the captain got tired of defending the original direction to people who could not yet see the horizon he was sailing toward. By the time land appeared, it was not the land he set out for, and he told himself he had simply become wiser about what was realistic. That ship is your dream, and that captain is you. There is a specific kind of pain that comes from a goal that stays far away for a long time. not the pain of failure. You can recover from failure. This is the pain of distance, the slow, grinding discomfort of wanting something you do not yet have, day after day, with no guarantee it is coming. And the human mind, clever, self-protective, survival-oriented, has a quiet solution for that pain. Make the goal smaller, just a little, just enough to feel reachable, just enough so the distance does not hurt as much, and then smaller again, and again after that, until the original dream has been negotiated down to something so safe, so manageable, so acceptable to the people around you that it barely resembles what you actually wanted. And you call the revision maturity. Epictetus had no patience for this particular form of self-deception. He said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." Say it first, not the edited version, not the version you already pre-shrunk to avoid judgment, the real one, the full-sized one, the one that lives in the part of you that still believes, despite everything, that you were built for more than this. Say that one. Then move toward it. Marcus Aurelius faced conditions that would have justified shrinking 1,000 times over. Plague that killed millions. Wars on multiple borders. The constant weight of governance over millions of lives. And in the middle of all of it, he kept writing these fierce, demanding, non-negotiable standards for himself. He wrote, "Perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. No pretense, including the pretense that what you are currently settling for is actually what you came here to build. Your original vision has not expired. It did not leave when you stopped looking at it. It is still there, quieter now maybe, but present, waiting for the version of you that decides finally to stop adjusting the destination and start moving toward it with everything you have. That version is not coming in the future. It is a choice, available right now, today. Don't you dare shrink it again. Lock this in right now. My dream stays full size." Number 6. You use busyness as a shield, so you never have to face what's actually stopping you. There is a house, beautiful on the outside, clean, decorated, organized, and in the basement of that house, a door, always locked. Nobody goes down there. The owner stays busy keeping every other room in perfect order. New paint in the hallway, fresh flowers on the table, the kitchen immaculate, but the door in the basement stays locked, because behind it is something the owner does not want to see, and the house looks fine. To everyone who visits, it looks completely fine. That house is your life right now, and you know which door I am talking about. Busyness is one of the most socially rewarded forms of avoidance that exists. Nobody questions the person who is always doing something. They admire them. They call them driven, disciplined, a hard worker. Meanwhile, the busy person has quietly built a life so full of scheduled activity that silence, real silence, never gets a chance to arrive. Because silence is where the question lives. Seneca watched this pattern in the people around him in ancient Rome. Wealthy, influential, constantly occupied people who somehow never seemed to actually arrive anywhere meaningful. He wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a great deal of it." He was not writing to lazy people. He was writing to the busy ones. He was saying, all this movement, all this productivity, all this doing. And where exactly is it taking you? Is it taking you closer to the life you actually want? Or is it just filling the hours so you never have to sit with the question of whether this is really the life you chose? There is a term researchers use called productive procrastination. It is when you stay genuinely, legitimately busy, not with trivial things, but with real tasks, real commitments, real responsibilities, as a way of never reaching the one task that would require the most of you. The conversation you have been avoiding, the decision you have not made, the direction you have not committed to, the version of yourself that is standing just on the other side of a choice you keep not making. The Stoics had a name for the opposite of this busyness. They called it stillness. and they treated it not as a luxury, but as a necessity. Marcus Aurelius carved out time every day to sit with his own thoughts, not to plan, not to solve, not to prepare, but simply to examine, to ask honest questions, to look at his own inner world clearly and without distraction. Epictetus taught that the highest form of human work is paying attention to your own mind. Seneca wrote that a person who cannot be alone with themselves has not yet learned to live. All three of them, across different lives and different circumstances, kept arriving at the same truth. You cannot fix what you refuse to look at, and you cannot look at what you are always too busy to face. So here is the only question that matters right now. What is behind your locked door? Not what are you busy with. What are you busy avoiding? You already know. It surfaced in the half-second before you tried to redirect to something else. A face, maybe, a decision, a direction, a truth about your life that has been knocking quietly for a long time while you kept scheduling around it. That is the thing the Stoics would tell you to sit with. Not fix today. Not resolve in one conversation. Just stop running from it. Unlock the door. Turn on the light. Let yourself see what is actually there. Because the thing you are avoiding does not shrink while you are busy. It grows, quietly, in the background. Getting heavier every year you choose the schedule over the truth. You are strong enough to look at it. You have survived harder things than whatever is behind that door. The proof of that is the fact that you are still here. Stop running. Open the door. Face it. You know what you've been avoiding. No more running. Type this and mean it. No more hiding. I face it. Let me bring this home. 6 patterns, 6 different faces of the same root problem. And that root, if you strip away all the psychology, all the philosophy, all the careful language, is simply this. Somewhere along the way, you stopped fully trusting yourself. You stopped trusting your worth to exist without proof. You stopped trusting your judgment without outside confirmation. You stopped trusting your potential without a guarantee. You stopped trusting your own voice over the collected noise of everyone who ever doubted you. And without that trust, without that deep, bone-level belief that you are enough to be fully seen, to fully try, to fully claim the life you actually want, everything becomes a form of self-protection. Explaining becomes self-protection. Self-punishment becomes self-protection. Hiding becomes self-protection. Shrinking the dream becomes self-protection. The busyness, the borrowed voices, the invisible cage, all of it. Protection. Protection from the one thing you are most afraid of. Finding out that the full version of you, shown clearly, tried honestly, lived completely, might still not be enough. But here is what the Stoics understood. What Marcus Aurelius wrote from the weight of an empire. What Epictetus understood from the inside of a slave's chains. What Seneca kept returning to through every rise and fall of his complicated life. What Cato and Zeno lived visibly without apology. The question is not whether you are enough. You were never meant to prove that to anyone, including yourself. The question is whether you are willing to live as if it is already true, whether you are willing to act from that place, consistently, imperfectly, in full view, before the world confirms it for you, because the world rarely confirms first. It responds. It meets you where you already believe yourself to be. Show up fully, and the world learns to expect it. Shrink back, and the world learns to look past you. This is not a one-day shift. It is not a moment of inspiration that changes everything. It is a series of small choices made again and again in the ordinary moments of your ordinary days. The moment before you start over-explaining and you stop. The moment before you spiral into self-blame and you close the ledger instead. The moment before you hide your real answer and you give it anyway. The moment before you negotiate your dream down one more time, and you refuse. Those moments are not small. They are the entire thing. They are who you become. You watched this whole video. You stayed when it got uncomfortable. You let it reach the parts of you that needed reaching. That says something real about you. It says you are not done yet. Before you go, please hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it sends this message to someone who may need it even more than you did today. Leave a comment and tell me which of the 6 patterns felt most true for you. I read every single one. Share this video with someone in your life who has been living smaller than they should. And subscribe to this channel because this is what we build here. Real truth, real growth, real conversations that actually move something inside you. I will see you in the next one. This is your line in the sand. Draw it right here, right now. The self-sabotage ends today.